obviously there's not a lot of people of color in the industry. You being on this podcast surprised me. Just full transparency, most conferences I go to, I'm the only person in the room that looks like me. So
I want to give
knowing
you some
that,
company, man. I want to give you some
yeah.
company.
So one, I'm happy you're here, and two,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm curious how you have seen yourself on project sites, how that may have affected your confidence levels in what you've done. Because obviously you're very well spoken. You're here. You're in a leadership position. You're influencing the industry from your perspective. But what did it take for you to get to this level of comfort and for this ability for you to connect with people who are new or people who maybe aren't used to working with someone that looks like you.
Well,
What's been
thank
your
you,
secret?
thank you for that. I may get a little deep here, but please don't. No intention of making it too soft. But I come from Jamaica, as you know, where we're all black. I actually went to a private school where I was probably one of five black people in the entire school, which is kind of crazy to think of. So from a very young age, I never saw color. I just never, because a private school in Jamaica, just because Jeff is like, what the hell are you talking about? It's Jamaica. If you think about it, it's a Caribbean island, right? And all the wealthier folk wanted to send their kids to a school. So I happened to go to that nice school. So I was one of the few black, my brother and I were one of the few black people there. So from a very early age, I never saw color. Yes, of course, I'm black, yeah, but it just never meant anything to me. But I think the way I'd answer you, Evart, is you are what you believe you are. If you think that you're the black guy in the room, then everybody's going to see you as the black guy in the room. I just see myself as another guy in the room. I don't see color, and I when I go somewhere, I could feel that you see people look at you like, but when I approach them with my openness, it dissipates. So as long as you don't see color, so to speak, it goes away. And quite frankly, everybody's embracing it. Construction is a team sport, and let's not be silly. We know what construction is. It's hard work. So they're not expecting a nice guy in a suit to show up.
Yeah.
So I come and I'm well spoken, and we get the job done. But thanks for asking that.
Yeah, because it's interesting that you just said you brought in a mechanical trade to come in as a superintendent. So you brought someone with a completely different and diverse background into a new role, and to a degree, you cross-pollinated his experiences into something else. How else, or do you feel that should be more of that in the construction industry as far as diversity of thought, diversity of positions coming into the industry? To disrupt it. Do you think that's a strategy that should be intentional?
Well, the big thing is looking at it as like a big pie, right? You have all the raw ingredients, and how can I put this together to make the good pie? Because that's what good builders do. We all have the same outcome, but what are you going to do with your ingredients, right? So one thing I'll say that's cutting edge that LunaCon is doing, I think it's really, really brilliant. I mean, I'm a chief estimator. I have 10 estimators under me. Everybody's virtual. Everybody's in the Philippines. And don't think, Chris, come on, they're in the Philippines. They speak fantastic English. They're all civil engineers. I mean, some of them are licensed engineers. Some of them worked in the field for 10 years, and we're able to be obviously competitive with our pay. We're not paying them what the typical person over there would make, and their output is just as good, if not better, than someone here. So that in and of itself allows us to scale much further than the average construction firm. And one would, you'd be concerned about the collaboration, right? Opening up that set of plans and pointing to this, pointing to that. Teams breaks that problem. You can collaborate better on Teams than you could do it in person. I mean, when I just started this role, I couldn't bid a job without printing out 24 by 36 and running through it. But now I just zoom in, zoom out on Teams, and I'm good to go. So that's one big thing. I think COVID did that to us, where it forced us to think not just I need you to come here in 15 minutes, but can I call you? Can that be a video call? And it's become a lot more efficient. And also the reach. I mean, we have jobs where we need equipment from Sweden, and you call the guy on Teams, you look him in the face, you get that, you understand what it's about, instead of we need to meet in blah, 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 blah. I need to come see your factory. That's kind of broken that barrier. So I think COVID has been really, really helpful in that. At least from my perspective. Remember, I'm still pre-con. So that's one of the big things I've seen.